In just moments from now, a group of students, parents, and politicians are set to hold a news conference at New York City's Cooper Union College after a group of Jewish students had to barricade themselves in the school library from pro-Palestinian protesters. Watch. Absolutely frightening footage, Mark. And no one should be in this situation ever, let alone Jewish students from other students.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, it just evokes the images of the people who are barricading themselves in safe rooms in the kibbutzes, or during the Holocaust. You don't barricade Jews into a room to save themselves. But this is, and reportedly this also happened at Columbia. There's reports that in Harvard, some Jewish students had to do this. Look, there's a problem with anti-Semitism on both the left and the right, but they're different. Right-wing anti-Semitism is largely a fringe phenomenon. You don't see Harvard students holding neo-Nazi rallies, right? Left-wing anti-Semitism is an elite phenomenon. It's in the most prestigious universities. It's in the halls of Congress. And we're not doing what needs to be done to contain it. There was a Harvard CAPS poll just came out. 51% of majority of those 18 to 24 said that the attacks in Israel can be justified by Palestinian grievances. 64% said Hamas and Israel have equally just causes. I mean, that's our young generation. We are failing. Our universities are failing to educate young people, and they are failing in their responsibility to police this on their campuses. You should not be teaching at a university if you think that killing Jews is okay.
Harris, one of those students described it as hiding like Anne Frank during the Holocaust. Yeah. Reports are that the mob included professors, and reports as well are that NYPD responded efficiently and promptly, and yet were prevented from entering the library from private security at this college. There are a lot of questions that need to be answered at this presser.
Look, I wonder if these universities really understand who the victims are. Because to prevent law enforcement from moving in, what you're saying to a wider viewing public, i.e. the parents who are paying for you to protect their children, all of their kids, educating them is second. You got to keep them safe and alive while you're on your campuses. But what you're saying to those parents is that you've chosen those who would say anti-Israel over those who are hiding. And having been to that space on the 75th anniversary of the finding of Anne Frank's diary in Amsterdam, you should go. It's a very small room where they all lived and hid out, and then were eventually found and executed. If you understand who the real victims are, to the universities out there, you don't deserve another dime until you protect the real victims. And when police, law enforcement show up to protect the real victims, if you are in the way, you should be treated like a criminal. Now, that's pretty big language, right? But that's what you're acting like right now. You're standing between those who would save and those who need saving. You got to pick a lane. If you stand in the middle, I advocate get out of the way or get run over.
To that point, the willful obstruction indeed can be charged as a felony, Kayleigh, and I would add on a hate crime on top of that. The whole point is there needs to be a response that deters, unlike what our president does every day, this type of behavior and this type of absolutely insidious anti-Semitism that is somehow acceptable and codified by professors.
Yeah, what are the consequences for these students? What are the penalties? I asked that yesterday about calling Hamas terrorist martyrs and putting that up on George Washington's building. What are the consequences? I've yet to see a single student punished except by a private sector CEO saying you've lost your job. The professor, what's the consequence for the Cornell professor saying he was exhilarated and energized by the terrorist attack? He apologized. He had 5 members of the American Association of University Professors stand up for him. How appalling and reprehensible. But to the credit of Claudia Tenney, Congresswoman, she said in no uncertain terms that he should resign. We need people holding these people accountable. They only understand penalties.
Yeah. People show you who they are when they think no one's looking. All of these apologies, all of these, oh, that's not me, only happened when there was rightful backlash and questions. Even Karine Jean-Pierre, oh, I misheard the question. Everyone shows you exactly how they feel when they don't think a camera's on them, and it is reprehensible.
But also, if these were black students and there were neo-Nazis banging on the door, it would be on the front page of every newspaper, leading every newscast, and it wouldn't be tolerated.
Well, let me add to that. So by the grace of God, go all of us.
Yeah.
If one group is threatened, then everyone
Amen.
is. And when I say if you're in the middle of the road, get out of the way, I mean that money should stop flowing to these universities.
And I just want to say that professor was given a leave of absence. That's
Should be fired.
insufficient. Fired.
Insufficient. Okay, more Outnumbered in just a moment. Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kayleigh McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.